Hello YouTube, it is the 3rd of June 2020. This Bitcoin pullback is not what it seems. In this video, I'm going to review the bull and the bear case and how we can set up a trading plan around an opinion on the bear side and an opinion on the bull side. But before we get started, be sure you're a subscriber to this channel because I don't do videos every single day. And if you hit the bell icon, you can get notification when I do put them out. I'll finish this video with an exciting look at the altcoins and what's coming up with a quick report on the bull market watch. This channel has been growing and we've been getting a lot of new bull market watch subscribers as the altcoin season is really setting up. I am excited to get up every day and answer everybody's questions, so I'm grateful to be passing along this trading approach that has been so life-changing for me. So let's jump in now and see how this 1, 2, 3 pattern matches up to the indicator suite in today's episode. Let's start off with the monthly chart. We can see that our exponential moving averages are pretty strongly bullish. The monthly on-balance volume is pretty interesting because we can see the big dumping that happened here compared to the dumping that happened here, and it may imply that we are at the very beginning of the takeoff, something like we had here. When we go to the monthly MACD, we can certainly see a 1, 2, 3 formation in the histograms here, and this has just turned to the positive. Now we can zoom to see that this has just crossed right near on the monthly time frame. The monthly Ichimoku is more of a study for me to look at this chart and to watch what ends up happening with the blue line. When does it cross the red if we are breaking through? And then to review later, if we do bounce off of this and come down, we'll acknowledge the relationship of the blue line crossing under the red. Even if we're coming up, we know that we're coming into a bearish signal here to get ready for the top formation. So we'll review that as we get into the closer time frames. In the monthly Bollinger Band, we can see that we just have a little bit of the beginning of the uptrend starting on these. It could be the beginning of a super trend on its way up, but we haven't narrowed down the band very much. Before the last move, we had a really good constriction of the band before the really big move came up. So we could be at this position now where the bands are still wide, and in the first move we'll go up and then we'll go sideways for a while as the bands contract down, and we'll watch for our breakout point at that time if we are fortunate enough now to be watching these bands. So what that tells us is that we're going to come up to these ranges and pretty much go sideways while the bands tighten, and we'll be ready for our real breakout from those levels. And now let's continue on with the 4-hour time frame and see what the charts can tell us here. I love the relative strength index when it's doing trends in any different direction. As you can see it over a period of time on the 4-hour and on the 1-hour time frames, it's really good for zooming in on some specifics. So as we're coming down to these midline levels, it could be the beginning of the next move up. Should we be breaking above these levels, it would follow along. This would be where our 1, 2, 3 would be breaking out of this small little pattern, and the RSI would give us that little inside clue that we are bouncing off a bullish support and going on the uptrend, because the relative strength index will continue to stay bullish, 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 and bounce off the mid-level if we are on a bull trend changing right now. The great thing is that we've got a really clear level that if prices are breaking down below here, the relative strength index is going to continue on its way down, and it's going to give us another place to watch for the 1, 2, 3 formation that is going to be another potential place for the bottom. We never know the future. We don't know if it's going to be a top or a bottom. So those are decision points right now where a bear could be taking a small position and add on to it if you're correct. Or if it starts to go up here, a bull could start establishing some positions and establish if you're correct. This is really great to see what happens here in the relative strength index. It's powerful, but wait till you see what happens in the Bollinger Bands coming up. Here in the 4-hour on balance volume, this isn't so much a predictor a little bit, but I like to go back and forth between the two of USDT to see where the buying was and when it's been petering off, and is the buying picking back up here on this front edge. And when I go back on Bitstamp, you can see through here on balance, it's pretty much good strong buying. We've had some dumps, but they've gotten less strong as we've moved along. So for my own part, this becomes an interesting indicator when I start zooming in and we're getting to the moment that the 1, 2, 3 is coming to a decision point. As it makes this decision line, and we're seeing that prices are bearish, and this is increasing in the bearishness, and that it's also breaking stronger than the prior bear push. Now I'm going to give it more credence, more belief. But even then, these are really fake out breakouts a lot of the time. So I'm not going to do a signal until it does a retest and proves it to me. Then for my own part, this would be where my short signal would be. Checking out the MACD indicator, one of the things many people are pointing out is this bearish divergence coming up here. But I would say that this is more of a preparation for the takeoff, and that we're going to see takeoffs something like this point continuing on higher, just like we saw on this point. Here in the MACD indicator, even though this looks like a potential bearish divergence as we're coming across, this looks like a top formation. In fact, it was the pullback before the launch. And again, here I'm proposing that this could be the pullback before the launch. The important thing is to determine exactly where in your trading plan this would help you determine that is a bearish signal here. Where would the crossovers in the MACD need to continue for your proof of the bullish or bearish condition here in this chart? This is part of stage one of the trade, is planning it out with specifics so that you can say when this happens and this happens and this happens, I will take my first part of the trade and I'll add on if I'm correct. Starting off with the 12-hour Ichimoku, we can see here that the blue line has crossed above the red. We are above the cloud. The cloud is twisted green positive, and the trailing indicator is cut through everything. So those are all four of the bullish indicators. Often in the uptrend, the Ichimoku Cloud is handy for telling us when to buy on the uptrend. As prices come into the cloud and the blue line crosses above the red, that's actually a buy signal. If you traded small enough with your stop loss back far enough, then this kind of wiggle in the price action wouldn't affect you at all. But in fact, once you have a deeper understanding of the elements of the 1, 2, 3 pattern and the risk control rules that go along with it, especially when we combine it with the Bollinger Bands, we can see specific times where the 1, 2, 3 breakout is actually exactly the Bollinger Band sell signal time. So let me go back to a chart where I can go to the 4-hour and clear this off. So here we have what could be considered a 1, 2, 3 formation with a breakout that matches the 4-hour exponential moving average crossover. Time and time again, I have been excited and I've gone long on the breakout and had my stop loss below technical levels, only to get wrecked, just as we are seeing right here. This happened to me so often. I did studies of all of the 4-hour exponential moving average crosses to see that this is exactly what happens most of the time on these small time frame 1, 2, 3 breakouts. What we're looking at here is whale food zone. This is where the whales already know how to manipulate everybody who is a small trader who is over leveraged with their stop too close to the market. The lights went on for me in our Discord chat when one of our really great traders was showing me exactly when he was going short in the market, and it was exactly when I was buying. And then he said, I've taken my profit. And I said, man, you just hit my stop loss. It was like we just shook hands and did the trade right there. He just took my money from me and did me the favor of giving me the lesson at the same time, which is priceless. And I'm sharing it with you right here now. We can see the 1, 2, 3 formation here, made the bottom, nice mean reversions. It came up and it came down, made a bottom again, a nice mean reversion trade, a tiny little 1, 2, 3 formation there at the number 3 point. And now prices have come up. They broke out of this 1, 2, 3 formation on the 4-hour time frame, and we came outside the third standard deviation on the 4-hour time frame. Now the really tricky part, the really amazing part, is when this matches up to moving outside the third standard deviation on the 12-hour time frame at the same time. So when this happens, we can zoom in on the chart and take a very close look at the 1, 2, 3 formations as they are setting up here, and we can be prepared for those Bollinger Band mean reversion trades. So I hope this helps you understand this 1, 2, 3 pattern on a deeper level and helps you connect it with the relative strength index and the Ichimoku Cloud and the MACD indicator and especially the Bollinger Bands. So now I think after this video, I hope that you have a clearer insight of how to use these indicators to filter out the low quality setups and really get into the position where the market cycle is giving us a really good entry with a high degree of confidence. If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notifications, because I don't do these videos every day, but I do them regularly so that this becomes my own trading journal. Afterwards, I can go back in 6 months and say, what was I doing correct? And what was I doing wrong? Where was my blind side in this? And then I can go back and compare that to my trading to see how well my trading actually did compared to my analysis. Always good to have you along. Oh, wait a second. We haven't done the altcoins yet. Into Bitcoin dominance. So we have Bitcoin price in the background and Bitcoin dominance here. You can see the dominance is dropping as Bitcoin is going sideways, which means that while dominance was rising here, Bitcoin prices were going up and altcoins stayed the same in US dollar value is what happened. So through this period, while Bitcoin's pretty much going sideways, the alts have started to go up in US dollar value. So that's why Bitcoin dominance is dropping. And we can see where in the altcoins this is happening. Here we have the altcoin perpetual index, and I'm not sure which coins are in it, but I like to watch just for the general view of it. So if we go out to the 12-hour view of the altcoin perpetuals, we can see that they are making a potential 1, 2, 3 right here, that strength and building off of this would be really, really bullish for the altcoins. We can see a better view when we look at the mid-perp alts. They have already broken out of this 1, 2, 3, and they are starting to charge up. Even better, when we go into the shit perps, they broke out even a few days earlier. They've retested and retested a couple times, but really, really on the trend. As they're coming up to these top formations, we always ought to be wary of where we're going to be getting out, because many of our alert status coins and hold status coins started out back in these regions, and they are rocking it right now. First of all, we have the bird's eye view with the bull market watch spreadsheet, and we can see that this green line is increasing over time. That's the bullishness of the market increasing. So we have 100 markets in bullish stance. That's alert and hold stance. We can see that we have 41% on Poloniex. We have a total of 64 markets in hold stance now on Binance, and another 41 in alert stance. That's pretty much all of the good projects already in alert or hold stance right now. And if we go over to our pro alerts, where we're tracking with much more detail, we can see that our portfolio is doing some crazy gains. You can go through here and check out the original alert screenshot for our entry price here and what we're currently at right now on the live spreadsheets. It's absolutely crazy how this is taking off, and it's not even the beginning of it. It is less than the cost of one missed opportunity to join up to our pro alerts and get all this information. It really is a lot of fun to trade cryptos in a bull market, and it's a lot more fun to do it with a whole bunch more people. So come and join us over on introdocryptos.ca. Get that course, join the bull market watch, or if it's right for you, check out the pro alerts. We'll see you on the next episode. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin prices, watching to see what's going on here as we take off out of this range. We really could be taking these rejection candles, turning this into a 1, 2, 3 formation that starts to go somewhere. So don't doubt it if it does, but I'll tell you, always start off slow. Be fearful at the beginning of the trade. After it's proved you correct, that's the time to be greedy. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next episode.